There's something about 6 a.m. in spring. It's quiet, still, full of possibility. This is my go-to morning routine with 6 simple habits that have transformed how I feel in my day. It's not perfect, it's not always aesthetic, but it's real, realistic, and it works. My mornings actually start the night before. I'm usually in bed by 10 p.m, which makes waking up early genuinely doable. And if 6 a.m. feels miles away, try moving your alarm just 15 minutes earlier tomorrow. You're not trying to shock your system, you're proving to yourself you can shift your rhythm gradually. Movement is one of my biggest anchors. I don't go hard every morning, but I like to get some sort of movement in. And this morning we're heading to Reformer Pilates. And to be honest, it's the little rituals I look forward to. Lighting a candle, sipping fresh ginger tea, writing down my gratitudes, my wins, my affirmations. There's no right way to have a 6 a.m. morning routine. It's just about tuning in, knowing what helps you feel grounded and focused. I think it's also important to add something that lifts your mood. A light stretch, 2 minutes of stillness, looking outside, listening to the birdsong. These tiny cues remind me I'm not just rushing into the day. I'm choosing how I want to feel in it. Such as my morning skincare and brushing my teeth and spending a little bit of time on those self-care rituals that can be so easy to overlook or shrug away as not important, but they're signs of self-love, self-worth, and ultimately setting yourself up for the day. I always make sure to have plenty of water and fresh ginger tea or mint tea before any form of caffeine. So if this is something that you're not doing yet, I highly recommend it as a really gradual way to wake up the system and give you a little bit of natural form of energy. And why not multitask at the same time? Doing a little bit of stretching, doing a little bit of breathing, and looking out the window. And if you can't get your hands on fresh ginger, then there's so many amazing herbal teas out there. To be honest, I even find hot water to be soothing and nourishing, and as I say, it's great to have hydration in before caffeinating. I'll either go back to my living room and start journaling there, but actually my husband is away at the moment, so I took my fresh ginger tea and my journal back up to bed, which honestly feels like such a luxury. I put my red LED facial mask on. Once again, if you can stack those habits, why not? And optimize your time. And then hop back into bed with my journal. And my journaling consists of writing out wins from the day before. They could be small, tiny wins like getting an unexpected refund or someone holding the door open for you, or bigger wins in your career or business. I also write down affirmations, so positive mantras, reinforcing positive beliefs, and ultimately writing out positive things that I am calling into my life. There's no perfect way for journaling. There's also so much value in brain dumping and just writing out your thoughts and really clearing out headspace that potentially is better used for other things. Another little ritual and a non-negotiable for me, and always has been, is making my bed. I think it sets you up for the day. It's also a form of self-care, and it's just showing yourself that you have got the time to do the things that actually do make a difference and help you just feel a little bit put together. So before we head out today, I'm putting on a little bit of eye serum, a little bit of face moisturizer. Once again, it's just a little signs of self-care, putting yourself together and looking after yourself. Then I put on a few comfortable clothes, whether you're going to the gym, heading out for fresh air. It doesn't have to be that you get ready for the day first. It's just popping on some gym gear. And top tip, put your gym gear out before you go to bed the night before. So it's by your bed, ready to put on, and then there's less procrastinating and time wasting, which can be so easily done when it's doing things that maybe we feel not quite in the mood for when we wake up. Finally, my daily supplements. I've gone through these before in previous vlogs, but ashwagandha, vitamin D, fertility support, and a few other kind of general vitamins, omega-3, things like that. and then we're pretty much good for the day. Good morning, friends. Happy Thursday. It is now 6:40, I don't know if you can see that, 6:40 a.m. As you'll have seen, I did the standard part of my morning routine. We are now heading to a tower reformer Pilates. I've never been to a tower reformer before, but I recently re-signed up to ClassPass, which I haven't used for ages, but my sister uses it quite a lot, and she always says that if you're like savvy, there's some really good deals because they always try and like lure you back in and give you random incentives to sign up. So I haven't used it for ages, like years. So I'll just log back in, see if there are any offers, and lo and behold, before I'd even logged in, like on the like re-login page, it said rejoin for £1 and get 52 credits to use in 14 days. So I was like, winner. So I've booked a number of classes. I did Pilates, like normal Pilates 2 days ago. I've got tower reformer today. I've got normal reformer tomorrow, and a couple of like other classes over next week. So all of that for £1, which is incredible. And a really fun way to try out a new class. Also great from an accountability perspective, getting up, going out. It's gorgeous blue skies. I will take you with me. And yeah, it's just, I am a morning person. I love getting up early. I naturally get up early. I always have. But if you're someone who wants to try and get up earlier, then try and find a class, like book yourself a class. And it's really good for accountability because so many places nowadays charge you like 10, 12, 15 pounds if you cancel, which is just annoying, paying money for nothing. So if you're looking for a little tip, then try that, and why not try ClassPass, you know? So let's head to my reformer now. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to film, but I will try and get little snippets. And there's incredible blossom on the route that I'm going. I don't remember seeing this much blossom, like of this kind. Like it's as if we were in like Japan in like cherry blossom season. I mean, they must have been because these trees haven't appeared since last year, but yeah, stunning. So it's about a 10-minute walk, which is great because I can get a little bit of fresh air in there and back. And yeah, let's head to my reformer Pilates class. I am back, and oh my goodness, my legs are like jelly. That was so much harder than I expected. I went in thinking, oh, it's only 30 minutes, kind of annoying. Like I usually would like my classes to be at least 45 minutes, especially when you're like paying for them or using credits, whatever. It was so hard. I think it's because it's like mat Pilates, but with like higher resistance. And I know reformer Pilates has resistance, but this resistance was definitely a lot harder. Like I was struggling to do some of the moves, and I don't really find that I struggle in reformer Pilates. So yeah, it was really good, and there was only 2 of us in the class, so it was kind of like a private class in a way, but really, really good and nice to try something different. And as I say, it was like a good intense burst of just I guess you're using muscles that you just don't really use. Anyway, that's the beauty of ClassPass, is trying out new classes and being able to just like dip in and out of different ones at different times. So it is 8 o'clock now. I have made some overnight oats, which I'm going to have for breakfast. So I'm going to get those out of the fridge. And then I think I'm going to go to a coffee shop. So part of my morning routine is I'll have some breakfast, not usually at 8 o'clock to be fair, normally more like 8:30. But I just find my workout, so I might as well have my breakfast. They're looking at a rather peculiar colour. I'm going to decant them into a bowl and I'll show you. But in there I've got oats, vanilla protein powder, collagen, flax seeds, cinnamon, chia seeds, frozen berries. I think that's it. So really healthy, really nutritious, hormone friendly, high protein. Yeah, really good. I actually don't find that porridge or oats keeps me full for as long as, say, like eggs, but I don't want to have eggs every single day. So that's just like a really good option. I know it's got like loads of good nutrients and deliciousness in there. So that's more than satisfactory. And then I'll check in with you when I'm at my laptop. But part of my morning routine is I will sit down and look at my diary, see what I've got coming up for the day, and I will always try and do like one of the meatiest tasks first. I find personally that I work really good in the morning, like first thing. That's when I'm most focused. So I will choose the task that's kind of going to require the most thinking and brain power at the beginning. So I typically don't have client calls first thing, just because for me that time is really important to do like deeper work, like working on my business rather than like in it. So I'll do client calls like later on in the morning or like after lunch when I can show up really well for my clients, but I'm not using the same parts of my brain. So I like to manage my diary like that. Obviously, if you're working in a corporate and you don't have like full autonomy over your schedule, it's still thinking like, what are the tasks that like I'm putting off that I don't really want to do because I know they're a little bit harder. Doing those first is a really good strategy because not only do you get them done straight away, so you'll then feel motivated and like, you know, you'll just get that boost of like inspiration and motivation because you've done the hardest thing, and then seemingly everything after that will be a little bit easier. But it means that you're being productive from the get-go. And it's so easy to procrastinate, to kind of faff around, to look at emails, to do a bit of admin, to do the things that like aren't really moving the needle forward. And actually that's then just means that we're delaying, and we've got that subconscious weight in our mind of like, I know I still haven't done like the biggest task. I know that I'm still putting off doing the thing that like is going to make the biggest difference. So I was actually having a conversation with my client about this yesterday because she's growing her business. She's a nutritional therapist. She's growing her business alongside her full-time job, and her full-time job's super busy at the moment. So she's feeling a little bit overwhelmed. So I said like, right, let's just get really clear on 3 non-negotiables each day. 3 things that you want to do for your business that you know are going to move the needle forward. So yesterday it was following up on a discovery call with a potential new client. It was creating a reel and posting it because it had been a few days since she posted online, and drafting up a outreach message to a corporate company to run workshops. And she literally did those 3 things within 45 minutes, just because we broke down in really simple, clear ways. 3 simple, clear things for her to do. And as soon as she had that clarity, it meant that she could just go and do it and be really focused. And I think we can get so caught up in all the things that we could possibly do without actually just zooming in and being like, okay, what are 3 things that I can do today? Or what's 1 thing that I can do today? So I always like to think about that. I mean, I time block, and I'll block in my diary kind of things over the week. I like to kind of plan my week in advance, whilst obviously keeping kind of space for things to come in a bit more spontaneously. But then you know you've got the core things. And the same with like your workouts, with your social plans, like blocking those in, having nights where you're not making plans so that you can just recharge and be at home. For me, that's how I like to kind of curate my week. And it means that I know that I'm fitting in the things that are most important to me, the things that are going to make me feel best, and the most important tasks within my business as well. So let me decant. My husband always laughs because he's like, you say decant for everything. And I feel like decant's normally just wine. But put my oats into a bowl, sit down at my desk, and then I think I'll head out to a coffee shop for a few hours this morning, just to like change up the scene a little bit. I've got a couple of calls this afternoon, so I'll be here this afternoon. But yeah, it's a nice day, so it'll be nice to head out and just change the scene, do a little bit of productive work in a coffee shop. Looks kind of random, tastes delicious. Frozen berries, by the way, big hack. Buy frozen berries, put them in your overnight oats, put them in your porridge, put them with yogurt. You get so much more for your money, and they're delicious. Berries are such a good food to have. So I'm just sitting in the living room now, looking outside at the gorgeous blue skies. I try not to, and I will admit, I'm not there yet, but I try not to work whilst having breakfast. Like, I'll either listen to a podcast or read my book sometimes, listen to the news, like the radio. I just think it's still that protected bubble of time before you kind of give it away to notifications, to emails, and inevitably those little micro doses of stress. So if you can, being really mindful when you're eating and present in your eating, not only is it better for your health, like your gut, you chew more, you also appreciate the flavors, you savor it. It just then means that you can switch off a little bit from work. So I'm going to sit here, listen to the radio, and then I'll have a quick look at my diary for today, and then head off to a coffee shop. I'm just going to do a quick little voiceover here because unfortunately it was too loud in the coffee shop, but I was essentially saying a nice little hack is to take a thermal flask with you to a coffee shop. So you can have your tea or coffee that you get into that, and then you can decant it into a mug so that it stays lovely and warm whilst you're working in the coffee shop. And then I was just showing you my diary, my time blocking, and what my day looked like for today. Few calls, bit of engagement, bit of content creation, and we're good to go.